Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Memorial Day. So, today's the day we remember all of our fallen heroes. And so it's kind of a somber day. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Um, Things are kind of busy around here. Got a lot of stuff going on. Our LTS was on Saturday. First 40 minutes went pretty well. The last 20, not so much. we missed the Q&A, most of the Q&A, which is unfortunately my favorite part. But you guys always know you can ask questions and get your questions answered whenever. So yeah, I apologize for that. But this time it really wasn't our fault. It was Facebook. It was our connection out in the studio was really worked well. So it wasn't a connection, it was definitely a Facebook thing. So it wasn't much we can do about that. But we do have a new camera coming that we'll be using shortly. It's on the way. And we'll probably use it for all of the, hopefully I can figure out how to use it for all of our filming. So let's get into today. So Vicki wanted to showcase her little addition to our family sign. This is that one that I did a few weeks ago out of walnut.
Okay, hold on.
And
she zoom in.
She kind of, well, I'll let you.
I blinged it.
She blinged
you can see,
her,
yeah,
her
you
little
can,
crown.
You can see the glue, which I gotta work on, but I just used a gold permanent marker and some Swarovski's crystals. How do you say that?
I call them rhinestones.
Rhinestones. There you go.
Easier to say.
So there we go.
Some little rubies.
Yeah, I do got to work on that glue though, because I can see it pretty heavy.
Yeah, well,
anyway, I just wanted to show that. I thought it was cute.
Yeah. So now I can get this thing mounted. I think that part of that glue fell over there. That's better. All right, so I can get that thing mounted now up on our arbor, right where I want to put it. Okay, so on Saturday, I promised you guys I'd let you see this thing once it's all finished.
Can you set it up on the chair? There you go.
Yeah, I plan to set it up on the table. Hopefully the table won't capsize on us.
Move your cup there, baby.
Okay. So this is how it came out. Turn it,
turn it this way a little bit.
This way? Want me to bring it forward?
Yeah, that works better.
It's kind of big. Anyway, so you guys saw me, you kind of finished this up the other day. But anyway, I've got 3 coats of the Minwax Helmsman on the spray just to seal it up. And now I'm going to go and put a couple brush coats on it, because this is going back in some pretty rough weather area. So it's going to be outside. But that's pretty much the way it came out. I'm pretty happy with it. I didn't have any major problems. Good?
Yeah,
all right.
Good.
So that's the way that one came out. Now, why I've had the question before, as I set this down, trying not to break it. I've had the question before that, well, why don't you just brush coat the whole thing? Why do you use this first and then the brush coat after? Because I use the liquid version of this to brush coat on. The reason I do that is because down in the nooks and crannies, I want to absolutely make sure that I get coverage in all parts of down in the groove. If you're doing it with a brush, it's really easy not to get it down in every little tiny nook and cranny, basically. So I always try and seal it up with 2 or 3 coats of the spray first, because I know everything is going to get coated. And that's obviously front, back, all the edges, all the way around. Now I'll put my brush coat on, and I know that everything is definitely covered. So that's that. So going into the what else do we want to? We want to talk about the seminar a little bit. Okay, so the seminar's in October. Did we mention it on Saturday? I think we were gonna, but we got kind of cut off at the end. So October 5th, October 15th, and October 18th. That's October 5th
Wednesday.
is a Wednesday. October 15th is a Saturday, and the 18th is a Tuesday. Those 3 dates are locked in. So, again, I'm going to have a complete page on makeawoodsign.com that is just dedicated to all the details. If you want any details on them, but basically it's an 8-hour seminar, and we will pick you up and deliver you back to Las Vegas at a central location, and we'll bring it down here to a place that's local that we have all set up for the seminar / workshop / boot camp. But basically we're going to be teaching you how to make signs. So and it'll be good for advanced people or just beginners if you've never picked up a router. Either way, we'll tailor it to what you need to make you better at free-handed signs. So questions, just let me know. Did I get everything I wanted to
Let
say?
us know if you guys plan on coming. We've got a few that have paid for or made a deposit, but we need to get some kind of account. So if you're interested in those days, let us know.
Yep, let us know. Just to reiterate, it's $250 for the 8-hour workshop. To lock your spot in, we'll just need $125 down to lock your spot in, and then we'll, comes with all kinds of free goodies and T-shirts and Vicky's putting together. Anyway, lunch is provided. We'll have all the details, and you can look at some of our other videos, but we'll have a page up, I'm hoping this week, that will detail all of the benefits. All right, so the question is from Kim Fields. Kim says, I'm having a real problem with my spar urethane. I don't make a large number of exterior signs, but when I do, I always use a spar urethane. My problem is the urethane is drying up faster than I can use it. I buy the small size, which is the quart size, and I don't really want to buy the spray can because it's so expensive. Even with the amount I'm losing with the drying up, so to speak, it's still less expensive than the spray cans. So, and that makes sense. That's from Kim Fields. So, my suggestion is, I don't have a quart of this spar urethane, so I just use my sanding sealer. This might be a way that you can, if you're having these things, definitely what you want to do is, hammer this thing down. I'm not going to do it because this is a glass table underneath here, but make sure that you hammer down on that ring right there, and that will hopefully seal it up for you. But if you've got a quart can, this is just a gallon Ziploc bag, and there have been times where I'll even, if that doesn't do it, I'll even double bag it and have a double seal on it. But that may help if you're having problems with these quart cans kind of drying out, if you don't get that seal all the way down in there. So hopefully that, and I think, Kim, I've already actually answered your question. I hope I have, because this was a little while back. But I use the gallon cans, and I tap that down on that ring, and I just don't have any issues with it. But if you are, and you're using the quart cans, a Ziploc bag like that might help. Also try and keep it from getting too warm as well. Let's see. I think that is about it. Let's go into the sign carvers of the day. I normally do 2 questions, but I'm going to be running long on this with all the other stuff that we're doing here.
We're only at 9 minutes.
We're at 9 minutes. All right, well then, let's get this second question then. The second question is from Jim Hubert, and he says, I recently used the spray adhesive on a new sign I had carved. It worked out well, but but as I'm sanding off the paper, the glue residue smears across the board, making it difficult to sand off. I eventually get it off, but use more sanding discs than normal. Do you have anything to remove the glue residue from the surface? Okay, so here's something to think about, Jim, and I used to do that too, is actually sand the paper and glue off, and it tends to gum up the belts pretty bad. So what I do now is, and I didn't bring an example, but first of all, what adhesive? This is the adhesive, and this is actually, I got this recommendation from some other guys. I don't use a lot of glued paper on the board and then carve through the paper. That's a great way to do it. I don't need to do that too much because I just cut my layout letters on my laser and spray them, so I don't have that. But sometimes I do for artwork and all that. But this is the adhesive that seems to work really well. So that's number one. I'm not sure if that's the adhesive that you're using. Number two, once you're pulling that paper off the board, you want to try and get as much of that paper off the board before you go into your sanding operation to sand the paper off. But I used to sand it all off too. But this is what I use now, and it works out really well. It's just a little heat gun. And we've had this for, obviously, for years and years and years. But get yourself one of these, Jim. I think it'll help. So what you do is before you start your sanding, to pull that paper off, after you've done your carving, start pulling that paper off and use this heat gun. And when I'm using that adhesive, most of the adhesive comes right off with the paper. So if you use a heat gun to pull that paper off, you'll hardly have to sand anything off of there at all, and that should really help. I know it worked really well for me. So hopefully that will solve your issue there, and if any of you other folks are having that issue. All right, sign carvers of the day. Oh, by the way, we're going to have Dave's thought of the day after today. So after this, connected to this video. Yeah. Okay, so this is from my buddy up in the Seattle area. Looks like I spilled coffee on it. Sorry about that. That's a spot on the side. This is from Tom up in Seattle. He's a Seahawks fan, unfortunately. But anyway, Tom does almost everything these days, I believe, with a CNC, and does amazing work. But this is back in the days when he first started, and this is done freehand. He sent this to me a while back, and normally I don't share the CNC stuff because it's not freehand carving. I have a great respect for the CNC guys, but Tom started freehanding, and this is a little seafood chowder house. In fact, we used to have one in Manteca. Mm-hmm. Great clam chowder.
Probably the best,
of the best clam chowder. Awesome. But anyway, this is all freehand done, even though Tom now does most of his stuff CNC. So he's the first sign carver of the day, and second is a guy with a great first name, Eric England, I believe he's up in the Reno area. And this one is kind of hard to see, but he's got some detail in there, and I wish the picture was a little bit better, but I'm not sure how that's going to come out on camera. But in case you can't see it, there's some trees and some artwork in the background there. What do you think, babe?
I don't know. You'll have to. It's
it's
shadow
too dark,
and stuff
out here. But he's got some mountains and trees and snow-capped hills, and looks like a bear. And,
is that cut on a tree?
Yeah, it's done on a slab, and really done well. So great job, Eric. I really like it. Looks good. So those are the sign carvers of the day. What else? What am I forgetting?
That's it.
So please keep sharing our videos, and keep liking and thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate it. Still doing, I'll probably on Wednesday, I'll probably be showing some influencer stuff that I've got going. I've got one that I shipped out the other day that I think turned out pretty cool. I'll show you some pictures of that. I guess that's about it. So everyone, enjoy your holiday weekend. Today is,
remember to thank your veterans.
Thank your veterans. Although today is not necessarily about veterans, it's just about fallen soldiers. But I got corrected on that the other day. Yeah. I believe it was Frank Jenkins. So today is about fallen soldiers. So anyway, but thank you all you veterans as well. So everybody, enjoy your extended weekend. I got some signs I got to carve today, so I'll be enjoying mine. So have a great day, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday. So coming up is Dad's Thought of the Day. See ya. Bye.
Hi, folks. It's going to be my thought for the day. Every once in a while I get an email from somebody, and they sort of wonder if they can do this thing. if they can make signs, or if they can do this. And they'll say things in their email like, I'm not good at this, or I'm not good at that. So I've learned over the years that whatever you say, whatever you tell yourself, your subconscious doesn't know whether you're joking or not. Your subconscious will take it as fact, and it will act on it. For instance, if you tell somebody, I lost my keys, I can't keep track of everything, I lose everything, I can't remember things. Your subconscious don't know that that's not true, and so you won't be able to remember things. But if you'll tell yourself, well, I've had a little trouble remembering things in the past, but I'm getting better. I'm getting where I can remember things better now. Tell that to yourself, and then become self-fulfilling. Whatever you tell yourself, there's a book by Shad Helmstetter called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. A lot of what I learned about self-talk, I learned from that book. And whatever you tell yourself, your subconscious will accept it as fact. So if you want to have a better memory, tell yourself that your memory is improving. If you want to be able to do something, tell yourself that you can do it. It's just like the old adage that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So when it comes to carving signs or comes to doing something online, don't let age or lack of experience stop you. You can do it. And tell yourself you can do it, and it becomes a lot easier. That's my thought for today.